So I made a video on how it's really important to have photos and videos used for your book campaign, to give to your publicist, to use yourself, especially if you're a DIY author doing your own PR. But I also wanted to explain what kinds of places are really useful in creating and capturing the photo and video content. I wanted to point it out because one of the main places that we find that it's really useful is your book events. So if you're going on speaking events and you're doing a book tour, or if you even have one bookstore signing, having photos and video from that are incredibly helpful for you for content later to push out to your audience that wasn't able to attend your event. So for example, when we have a client that does a book signing, we always ask them to have photos taken with their book at the table, with the audience, with anybody from the audience that, maybe a group of fans or perhaps important people to them, and then also have video of like the crowd. Even if it's not a big crowd, you can make it look like a bigger crowd, movie magic. And having that content, again, I'm not your social media person. That's a different story, even though it's very useful for social media, but your publicist can use that as well. It can show when they're pitching someone how well your event went and use it for the next thing that they're doing. You can ask your publicist what's useful to them and what they may plan on doing with it. And again, if you're an author doing DIY, you need to think about these ideas of how you can utilize this content, but I promise you it's really useful, especially at these book signings. Another place that it's really useful for is when you go into a bookstore and you see, this is for only the authors that have their books available in a bookstore. But once the book is launched, when you go into the bookstore and you see your book on the shelf for sale, it's really, really cute, engaging content for your audience, for your readers, for you to hold the book, for them to see you excited with it. I've seen a lot of people even do it on social media where they're unboxing their very first copy of their book that they get to hold, smell, and touch. All of those things are incredibly engaging. And again, I am not a social media person, but these kinds of things that you do help your PR campaign as well.